I'm so excited to share Deganit with you, you guys. This is Deganit Nuur. She is a Dr. Deganit Nuur, by the way. That's right, baby. She's a trailblazing, world-renowned spiritual teacher. She really is. She's an author, a speaker, a celebrity clairvoyant intuitive, an acupuncturist, also, an intuition expert, teacher, columnist for Goop, and a resident healer with Goop. So she's the founder of Nirvana Clairvoyant Healing, and she's named one of the top 15 intuitives worldwide. Isn't that fun? Okay, she's been featured on all this media, the Today Show, Good Morning America. She's written up in the New York Times, and Forbes, and Vogue, and Vanity Fair. So you know that she's bridging the worlds. Look, Deganita has been practicing for 19 years and more. She's guided over 23,000 sessions with people worldwide. She's taught these energy tools that she's now presenting in this forthcoming book that is just now being published called Imagine. So this interview, there it is. And so this book, if you're watching video, you're looking at the first copy of this book, y'all. I'm so excited because this is coming out right now. This episode will go live in the beginning of September. The book is now available. The book is now available. So this is her coming out party. And I was connected to Deganit through a very treasured friend. And as soon as we got to talking, we're like, oh, okay. Yeah. We're both bridging the world. So welcome, Deganit. I'm so glad you're here, love.
I'm so happy to be here, Mellissa, and thank you so much for all the support and enthusiasm and celebratory praise and right back at you. I'm so happy to be in such great company. Thank you.
Yay. Well, I'm just especially reading your bio and really grokking just how much you've been bridging the worlds and for how long. Like when it says that you're working with Goop and that you've been written up in New York Times and you've been written up in all these places, what that means to me is that you've managed to translate deep intuitive wisdom in a way that a lot of people can understand it, can grok it, and can feel excited about it. And that's so your vibe. Like you're such a ray of light, you're such a sunshine beamer, such a radiant transmitter. So I'm like, okay, see, for those folks who are like, oh, well, I'm really scared to come out of the intuitive closet,
That's real.
Or, I had experiences with dead people or like ghosty or spirits and I can't talk about it with anyone. You're one of the thought leaders who's saying, that's cool. You can totally talk about it. Yeah, it's good.
So I once was interviewed for Vogue and it was during a Goop summit and it felt like she was trying to dequalify, all the practitioners and, make it about pseudoscience or whatever.
Oh.
And I don't think it helped my cause that I was like, oh, John Lennon told me to do it. And he comes in and guides me and she was like, I'm sorry. So
said it was cool. Said call it Imagine. Worked for me.
Yeah, right. I know. I didn't even make the link. Whoa, I have chills. But yeah. We didn't even think about him when we named the book. I have a co-author, Tim, who's also my best friend. But he's been kind of like our little fairy publicist, fairy godfather publicist.
And look at you. And you're saying that and you're looking so cute and normal. People are like, well, she's talking to John Lennon. It's probably okay if he comes by for me. I can chat with him too. Okay. It's like it's all allowed. Everything is allowed.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a big field of permission you're bringing in. And I can feel from reading about the book, because I haven't yet had my hands on the book because it's not available yet. That's the first copy.
Truly.
So tell us a little bit about the book. I mean, I'm excited about it because it sounds like you're really giving immediate simple access to some of the most powerful tools that you've been using for a couple of decades with folks.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the book.
Yeah, so these tools changed my life. And then when I saw my best friend Tim struggling with his grad school program, which was like demoralizing and like, almost constructed to like
Yeah.
tear you down. I taught them to him and they changed his life. And starting 2008, I started teaching them out of like my kitchen in Brooklyn because yeah, I was
How
I
does
was
that
in
look?
grad
Like,
school.
how are you teaching them out of your kitchen in Brooklyn? Just paint us the picture.
Well, I think there was a high demand. So I was finishing up grad school, acupuncture school. Like it's not easy. There's clinic shifts, like people are depending on you in a really big way and most of us are like in our 20s with this like huge responsibility. And I was the most it seemingly like unfazed by the process because I'd already been practicing these tools for about like 4 years by then. So
Okay.
like my classmates were like, you got like come on, you got to teach us, like this isn't
I'll have what
cool,
she's
like
having.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which so the saying that I'm like relatable and offer permission is like the biggest compliment you could give me because I do feel like a teacher at heart that happens to be what I'm teaching, but I'm all about power for the people and just like empowering the collective and kind of shifting power dynamics. And so that makes me really happy that I feel very witness there. So yeah, all I had was a kitchen in Brooklyn because I couldn't afford to rent a space. None of us, we all had all these
Yes.
roommates and all of
Yeah.
this. So like people would schlep to like Greenpoint, come up the walk up, take little classes around a table with all these
Nice.
mismatched like chairs, like an
Yeah.
office chair and a cute little outdoor chair. And like, it was that was the
It's
first
real.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Fabulous.
worked. And so word got out and more students came in. And before I knew it, it was like I was teaching them every quarter and there was like a level 2 and a level 3. And I just kept teaching and teaching. And then I started teaching it during like phone, if you remember teleconferences.
I do
So,
remember teleconferences. Boop, 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 boop.
yes,
I remember all
that's
kinds of,
how long I've been
yeah,
teaching this for.
right on.
And that turned into like an online course that's now a membership. And he's an anthropologist. He was so taken by the tools, he started teaching his friends. And then we wrote about the tools. So we're introducing 7 of like 50 plus tools in this book. They're
Yeah.
all energy tools and require you to like imagine a balloon and then you pop a balloon. You imagine a golden sun and then you fill yourself in with the sun energy.
Mhm.
So it seems really simple. Like it feels really like almost like, how is this going to make me feel better? Um, but it does. It's really
It does.
effective. Everything
Yeah.
is energy in motion, and now you're commanding the energy. And it is, it there's metaphors and everything is everything. So the sun
Mm.
represents so much and before you know it you're just like feeling better without mentally emotionally like without journaling or trying to feel better with the same type of mind that got you feeling not great. You just
Yeah.
shift the energy and your mind follows. So I
I
love it.
love it.
It's
I often say I like lazy
yeah.
spirituality
Oh
where the
my
proof is in the
gosh.
pudding, like lazy
Right?
spirituality where the proof is in the pudding. So if
Yes.
we can make it simple and easy, why don't we just do that? If we can make it
Yes.
accessible instead of like dogmatic and heavy and obligation
Yes.
based, well, we just
Yes.
make it simple and easy because I really think spirit
Absolutely.
wants it to be easy for us. Like spirit's like, why are you complicating this? Just go straight to your attention, pop the balloon and move on. Like, let's just pop the balloon and
Yeah.
move on.
It can really be that easy. Yeah. And I do teach kids this, and kids get it so much faster than adults do,
Right?
which I think is
Kids
really
come up with
telling.
some of the best tools. I've had some kids
They're
give me
amazing.
tools that I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like that kid just
Yeah, they get it. They're so amazing.
intrinsically, because they don't need to make it hard and they don't need to be important about it.
Yeah.
I
Their
really
ego isn't
appreciate that
fully,
about the way
yeah.
you show up too and the way you've written this book. It's like, you're very generously sharing 7 of the core things that people pay a lot of money for, and they're just all in the book.
Thank you. I
That's
also
real
do want
entrepreneurship.
to pay respects to Louis Botswick. These aren't even his tools, right? Like none of this information is ever ours. It's just borrowed. And he was a messenger of a messenger of a messenger, and I'm just playing messenger.
Mhm.
So I do want to make that clear. Some of the tools I'll add my own spin on, and especially if you do the online monthly subscription, I'll let you know which tools are like an amalgamation of like other healing modalities that I've practiced. But basically he went around the world and noticed some overlap, like the chakras
Uh-huh.
and like this golden sun thing or grounding cords,
Mhm.
like in the east and the west and the
Yeah,
south. And like,
everywhere.
so this is kind of like a very simplified consolidated version of energy practices he found
Yeah.
people doing, um, which has been taught by many teachers over since the 70s
Thank you
in
for
the Western world.
recognizing your teacher. Like, that's so legit. I
Of course.
I have my Apache mama, as I call her, Maria Yesperu, and she's taught me so many things that we talked about, I think, over dinner that night. Like so many
Yeah,
cosmologies that are really complex. And when I met her, she basically said, like, look, this is a really complex system that you could probably really only understand if you're living in the place where I grew up on the land with these rocks and these mountains and la la la. She's like, but
wow.
I'm teaching you guys because I'm hoping that you'll simplify it. I'm hoping
Yeah,
you'll take the essence
so
of
it can
what's here
spread.
and evolve it. And I'm like, oh, and I, like
Absolutely.
you, am constantly telling my students, like, look, the medicine wheel I teach from is a simplified version of what Maria handed to me with her consent, because I think there can be a lot of misunderstanding where, yeah, it's
Yeah,
appropriation and stealing if you just copy somebody else's stuff and put your
absolutely.
name on it and move it on. Or if you take things from a teacher who's like, these are secret, don't tell anybody, and then share them, that's naughty. But most teachers are actually asking for our students, like you did with Tim. I mean, you taught him this stuff and then he advanced it, and then you guys, I just feel like
Absolutely.
this is the way of the future, and this is the way we got to move
Yeah.
forward, is in these sort of collaborations.
Yeah, I mean, Tim and I always say, we think world peace starts with inner peace, and this is our contribution to that. And there's this Rumi quote that's where he says, like, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself.
Mhm.
And it's like, really, if you just trust that you are the microcosm of the macrocosm and devote yourself to inner peace, there is such a profound ripple effect and the people that you might align with like this, and like it can get exponentially larger with so much grace, ease, and flow and fun. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've been doing this for a long time. You've been written up on a bunch of stuff, but you've also just been doing your healing sessions with thousands of people. Like, what, if you could think back to 20 years ago before you really started digging into this work, what would that version of you be really surprised about that you're doing now?
I don't think she'd be surprised about what I'm doing. I think she'd be surprised about
Ah,
how publicly I'm doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You were talking about coming out of the spiritual closet.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your version?
Really challenging for me. Super challenging. I'm queer. That was way easier. Like introducing people to my girlfriend, no problem. Telling people I'm a psychic for a living was like
Harder, really?
cold
Okay.
sweats. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
rather not. I'd rather just
Uh-huh.
avoid the function, the question. Um, so
Huh.
I'm really grateful for that. Like I'm really grateful I've been doing this since before Goop existed and since before it was like Main Street and cute and cool. Um, and I was in New York. I joined this business networking international group. It met up at 7 a.m. on Wednesdays. It was rough. So it was me in a bunch of suits, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So, yeah.
yeah. And everyone's like, oh, refer to me for, real estate. So like you give your pitch every week and
Yes.
part of it is
Yes.
like just learning how to be an entrepreneur and like
Yeah.
share
Right.
your gifts,
Yeah.
share your
Yeah.
service. Cause I had a hard time taking up space, and I feel like that was like the perfect like boot camp train. Like never has there been an audience full of more skeptics and more people that like, you don't and it was great. Like it really built my confidence. It
No
helped me with
doubt.
rejection sensitivity. It helped me, we were talking, before the recording started about like knowing your audience, and it just like this is a mutually beneficial exchange. Like this work works best when we're both in it. I love being a teacher, right? Because I love empowering and elevating and giving people tools to heal themselves. I
Mhm.
don't love being gatekeeper. I don't love being your source of emotional well-being. I'd rather you be your source and I can, be your
There's
teacher and help.
why. Yeah. You don't want to be a guru. I was going to say a-hole.
No,
You don't want to
no.
be a guru a-hole. You don't want to steal people's energy. You don't want them
No,
to
I don't want to
project all
hog the
their good on.
power. No, not interested. So
Men.
like it was great because it was like, oh, cool. When I'm with my people, it's really easy to talk about this. And it's all I want to talk about. And it's all they want
Right.
to talk about. And it's just like so great. So I ended up going from that to like more like yoga studios and healing circles and stuff like that. And like figuring out my flow with the
Okay.
business development part of it and with the self expression on just like on dates and like on a personal level with it.
Yeah.
Um, I would say like both were helpful for me, like being in a room full of skeptics was, and then being in a room full of believers was for
Uh-huh.
different reasons. But once I got the positive reinforcement of like, oh, everybody loves talking about this. Now, when I'm in a room full of skeptics, it's more like I feel bad for them, like I don't even bother because what's the
Uh-huh.
point? I mean, I shouldn't say that, like everyone, what, like I shouldn't
Well,
judge before.
you wish that they could get the benefits of the stuff that you now know.
It's life is so fun over here.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
fun. And when
It's
people are
great.
skeptics and they're just closed, you just want to
Yeah.
shake them and go, no, 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 it's not as weird as you think. I
And
mean,
like you
I've
need
been
this the
working with
most. This could so benefit you.
so many people that I've worked with that, Fortune 100
Yeah.
executives and guys
Yeah.
who have made a lot of money and been very successful, and women who are major philanthropists and all that stuff. And they think, oh, this is really weird. This is outside my comfort zone. But as soon as you ask anybody, including anybody, celebrities,
Yeah.
anybody, well, do you have a ghost story?
Yep.
That used to be one of
Yep.
my primary questions. Like, do you have a ghost? Have you ever had something happen that you thought, whoa, that was creepy, weird, freaky, mysterious? Everybody's got one.
I love it.
Everyone's got one. And the most
Everyone.
successful people in the world, if you ask them how much how many decisions include your gut feeling? They're like, all of them,
Yeah.
100% of them. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you think that
Absolutely.
is? That's your intuition.
Finance. Finance
So,
is purely intuition. Yeah. Like, I don't know that they would call it that. And I've had people consult me for that. And they're like, I don't even know how you do it or what you're doing, but it's helping. And
right.
like, they're still not even sure that they believe, but,
Yeah.
but they do.
Yeah.
Their actions would suggest otherwise. Yeah.
And here you are, somebody who could just keep giving sessions and, like, letting people come to you for the answers, you to the answers, which is helpful for many people to get the answers through another person, especially at first. But I love
Well,
that what your goal
absolutely.
is to hand it back to them and say, actually, if you read this book, you'll have the 7 core tools to stand in your own intuition. It's so empowering.
Yeah,
It's like teaching people to fish, right? Instead of selling the fish,
exactly.
you're really doing that. And so I'm just very excited about your work, about this book. I think it's going to
Thank
be
you.
for so many people. And there were a few like preview pages when I was checking it out online. You had a few like preview pages of the golden sun. I was like, oh, this is so simple and so beautiful and so elegant. And I thought, well, I'm going to use these. Like,
Absolutely.
if you're someone who's been practicing spirituality, intuitive stuff for a long time, the fact that they're simple doesn't mean that they're beginner stuff. It means they're just a new, brilliant, efficient
Yep.
tool.
Yep. And there's as much, the magic is only as powerful as the witch. So like there's as much depth to them as you desire. And we kind of go into that with the book with like at first it's more about cultivating awareness. And then, like, at first, it's almost like first you heal and you detox the past, and then you get to like use them as like preventative medicine. And then you get to like use them as self diagnoses and to like learn, like, go deeper with yourself and
Yeah.
learn. So, the golden sun represents personal power. So, at first, like, and I've always loved the sun because I've always given my power away. So that one,
Oh,
when I was in the beginning, was super easy for me. But it only went like it was like a quick fix, or I was using it as a quick fix, which helped. Like I needed that habit of just even
refill.
recognizing that I'd like given my power
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And then over time, it's not like I needed like my fix because I wasn't overgiving anymore.
Huh.
But the positioning of the sun would tell me how aligned with my power I was and why I was avoiding the power. And like, more like going from the conscious to the subconscious. And
The
yeah,
position of
they're
the
great.
sun. Yeah. So what I'm hearing there is like you've got this basic tool, like this, like if you had a carving tool, you've got a certain blade for
Yes.
carving. And at first you're
Great
just
way of
using
putting
it
it.
to like cut some stuff out of wood. And then as you get better at it, you're really whittling a little whistle or something. Like you can do all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. And here
It's
you've got the
incredible.
sun. But I was noticing if you're watching video, you kind of could see her move her hands like the sun's in a slightly different position above your head. And that becomes a lexicon for your guides
Yeah.
and you to communicate to say, hey, it's on your left side. That means you're giving it away to the feminine, or you're on your right side, and it doesn't even matter what the symbol is because it's between you and your guides. And so this is
Yeah.
something that I
Yeah.
just want our listener to hear that, like, when you're given a tool like this, that's simple, that's clean, that's elegant, that's proven, then you can adapt it. You and your guides are going to start adapting
Yep.
that tool and taking it into deeper and deeper levels. And that's where it really gets fun, because then you just develop your own lexicon, your own dictionary, your own translation, Rosetta Stone with your own invisible team, and they can then it really gets fun, right? Because now you've
It really
personalized tools for
does.
yourself for your path, what you need. I think it's really cool.
Yes. Yes. And I'm always encouraging people to make it their own. I think, like, in every single chapter, it's like, and remember, make it
Yeah,
your own. Yeah. I
so
love that.
good. Oh,
Yeah.
Dagany, like we could talk all day because we're together. And I would love to have you on the show again because you're just super fun to talk to, and I want to hear more of your stories. But for now, I
Yeah.
just really want to make sure that people know that this book is available now.
Thank
And it's
you.
perfect timing in this crazy changing world where everything seems complicated. These are
Truly.
simple, direct tools.
And like, yeah, at first it might take a while to like get them down, but I love that you said lazy spirituality. Like after they have a cumulative effect. So they're maybe not super strong in the beginning, and like it's like taking a shower and you have to like do it often, like you're taking a shower every 5 minutes maybe. And then it's more like, okay, like to
Depends.
sustain them,
Yeah.
now I could do a golden sun in 30 seconds and I'm cool. Whereas
Right.
before I may have like had to like scrunch
Like,
my face and really visualize it, and it took me like 20 minutes, and like now it's like, yep, and it's just as effective.
Oh, so cool. So cool. Well, y'all, go check out the book. It's at nirvana.com. The link, because it's got a special spelling, it's Nuur,
Yeah.
two U's, y'all, RVANA.com. We've also got a direct link in there to go check out the Mighty Networks membership site, to check out the book directly. So just check
And
out the
there's a companion guide on the Mighty Network that you'll see when you
cool.
log in. Yeah, so you
That's so
can
great.
assess your progress, connect with others using the tools. Yeah, we really want this to be
Oh,
like,
beautiful.
I'd love it if like all kids were like, I think you
Yes.
need a grounding cord. Like
Can
actually
you
like
imagine if all the kids were taught to use their intuitive, like their innate wisdom? Oh, let's
yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Congratulations,
the
love.
opportunity, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you
sharing
so
this with
much for
people
all you
you
do.
value and respect. That means so much.
Mm,
Thanks.
much love.
Thanks.